All right, Crazy. So we got cut off there because I didn't have shit properly set up here on my phone and ran out of fucking memory. But to continue the little rant here, Catherine Isabel. Okay, I love her in Ginger Snaps. I love her in American Mary. I think she's a great actress. You know, I don't, dispute any of that. But, dude, she's charging $25 for an autograph, which, okay, all right, $25. But then she's charging $20 for a picture with your own camera. It's like, man, photo ops are one thing, and, I know there's been a backlash against that, but it almost seems like, charging people for a picture with their own camera is becoming even more of a norm. And it just, we discussed this off camera already, but I'll mention it here. I think that's going to become the next wave. Like when we start going, man, the average prices was like $20 to get an 8x10 signed by almost everybody. 25 was the highest. That was Andrew Bernarski for the first show, and now it's like $30 is the normal for a signature, and it's becoming a normal practice to have to pay for a picture with your own camera. It's like, when I went to Days of the Dead, man, and got I did not want to do it at all, man. But the only reason why I did it is because Selena was adamant about meeting Linda Blair. Dude, I've got a picture on my phone that I paid $30 fucking for, man. It's like, come on, dude. That is just, there's no other way to look at that besides complete greed. That takes a minute of their time, literally, if they're sitting down behind their table, to get up, take a picture, sit back down. And it's not anything coming out of from them except that time to stand up and do it. And they're charging $30 for it. It's not like you're getting a printed off picture even. To me, that's even more rape than a photo op, man. And
yeah, it's ridiculous. It's like that was included in the price of an autograph in the very beginning.
Yeah. And dude,
but now it's not. It's like,
we're just talking about 6 years ago, so I don't even want to hear the complaint about inflation. That's just fucking greed, dude. It's like going to Days of the Dead. Okay, yeah, I paid $10 for Gary Busey's picture. That's Gary Busey, though, dude. Gary Busey, $10. Catherine Isabel, $20. Come on. Keith David, Rowdy Roddy Piper, $10 for a picture. And you're talking about, now that's fucking legitimate stars. Keith David has done some big ass shit. Rowdy Roddy Piper is a fucking legend. But yet you've got Catherine Isabel that's done a handful of films people know about charging $20. I mean, I don't care beautiful or not, great actress or not. What she's done does not constitute $20 for a picture with your own camera, and it's becoming a normal thing, and it sickens me, man.
That is ridiculous, man. I mean, like, like $20 for your camera. It's like when it should be, she's not worth $20. Meanwhile, legends like Keith David, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Gary Busey, they're charging $10 with your camera. And they are worth it because they've done so many things. But like someone who's just done a handful of things, it's not worth that. They're not to me.
Yeah, and see, but what happens is, man, is like these legitimate stars that. I've gotten more into just getting a picture than getting a photograph or getting an autograph myself. I would rather have that picture. That's why it's like for those people, I didn't mind. I didn't get their autograph. I got a picture with them, and I didn't mind paying that. But at the same time, if you're getting a autograph from somebody, a picture should be included. I mean, okay, Robert Englund does the photo op. I understand they want to get as many people as they can through this line to get his autograph and shit, and that's why they do the photo op. Something like that, I can understand that to an extent too. But you're talking about Catherine Isabel. I mean, there's no way she has a line like Robert Englund. There's nothing that at all. It's like I said, they're not even doing a photo op. That's just her charging at her table for a picture. I think if you just want a picture, okay, yeah, charge something. You're waiting in line, you're taking up their time, you're talking to them, this and that, whatever. I can see paying for a picture, but if you're paying for an autograph, you should automatically get a fucking picture with that. But no, if you want a picture and an autograph with her, it's $45. And man, that's just, it's crazy, and it just like I said, it sickens me, man, because it's becoming a normal thing at these conventions. But the thing is, man, people fucking pay it, so they keep doing it, and it's just going to get worse and worse. And I've made a joke time and again about eventually somebody's going to start charging you to fucking give them an extra $5 for a handshake. But I tell you what, man, it really doesn't seem like a stretch when you look at how conventions were when we started going just a short 6 years ago compared to now. It really doesn't seem like it's a stretch. Like, there might be somebody to see this and hear this and pass it along. Like, oh, damn, that's a great idea. Fucking people would pay that. I'll start charging $5 for a handshake. Well, look at Gary Busey. He didn't even want to shake my hand. He just hand bumped me, and he said, there's too many germs, And okay, well, I can see that. You're thousands of fucking people a day. Okay, you don't want to be exposed to germs. Well, it might be worth the risk to charge $5. I'll just go ahead and do that. And I can see it. It sounds crazy, man, but I can see somebody really doing that coming up.
Then they'll have the handshake ops.
Yeah. Because it just sounds like that was unheard of when we went. Charging for I can't remember who it was, but I think it was probably in one of the 2008 Horror Hounds was the first time I saw somebody charging for a picture with your own camera. And I remember me and you both being like, what? They're really charging you for your own camera? And I remember a lot of people saying that, but now everybody's just like, oh yeah, that's cool. I hate to say sheep and suckers, man, but it's true, dude. I mean, it's true.
Those prices are outrageous, man. And what we talked about the vendors too. Is like, what about them? They need a lot more money than these celebrities do.
Yeah.
They need support.
Yeah.
What about supporting them? And they bring so many cool stuff, and the independent filmmakers who need supporting there too, and all those guys need support too, and they can't do that when people are charging $40 for a picture, $30 for a picture and an autograph. That's outrageous, and they can't make any money. So then that stops them from being able to do what they love. That's not fair either.
It's true, man, because the majority of people they're going there to meet this certain person or that certain person or whatever, and if they have money left over, then they look at the vendors and spend something there. And yeah, that's crap, man. I mean, it's really crap.
I'm the exact opposite, because I love the vendors' rooms.
Oh, me too, man. I just, I know when me and you both started going, man, we went crazy with the autographs and shit, and I think we both kind of reevaluated and look at it a lot different now. I'm not saying anything against anybody that gets autographs. I totally understand it, but me personally, there's very few autographs I personally care to get anymore. Like I said, I'm much more into the pictures, and I'll pay if I'm just going to get a picture, but again, man, it should be a given. You get a picture if you pay for an autograph. It's just fucking crazy that it's getting to the point where you can't even do that now.
Yeah, and especially, that much money too. It's like, that is outrageous, man. You shouldn't have to charge $30, $10. I could be behind that, because that is reasonable.
Yeah.
But you also have to be somebody who's been in stuff that I like, and fandom I understand, but I'm not a huge fan of Catherine Isabel. I saw Ginger Snaps and I loved it, but I don't think she's near the level of Roddy Piper, Keith David, Gary Busey,
she's
Tyler
not.
Mane even.
Yeah, she's not, man. She's really not. I'm not bashing on her at all, but man, she's not. To constitute $20, that's just, it's gouging, man. And I just, these conventions are getting to where they're becoming this huge money pit, man, and the fans are the ultimate ones to blame, dude. There needs to be a backlash against this shit, and it seems like to me, like a lot of the people that you and I know that have went to Horror Hound since the beginning, most of them don't go anymore, and the ones that do go are to the breaking point to where they're just like, man, I'm just kind of getting to where I'm done with this. And that's a shame, man, because they are a lot of fun. Horror Hound, I know if I went this weekend, I still would have had a lot of fun. But, I've got other reasons why I'm not going. We're planning a family vacation instead of doing Horror Hound. But at the same time, I kind of don't want to support these things just in general, because it's just such a money pit, man. And just such a fucking hassle. It's more stressful than it is fun to go and you can't just go and hang out and just go and do shit. You've got to like lay out this plan. Oh, I've got to get this ticket at this time and that time. I got to be here at this time. It's just I don't know, man. I guess I'm just a whiny complainer, man. But you know what? I can't just say it is what it is and suck it up and keep supporting it and going on with it is the way I look at it. The whole scene just frustrates me, man.
No, and like, well, that's the thing is like Days of the Dead. Like I was getting really cynical about the conventions, but then going July with you guys, that really helped revitalize my love for it, and it all had to do with their show too because it was so lax and everybody was so cool. I met new friends. Yeah. It was just like going at the very first Horror Hound again, kind of.
It really was,
great merchandise, and
yeah,
and we had an awesome time, and that helped. I was like, man, I love conventions too, but I was like, they drained me. But then going to that, I was like, yeah, this is why I love it.
Yeah, because it felt like the fans were the most important thing there instead of like these over fucking stuffed pompous ass celebrities to where they're making it a chore to even meet these people. I love it that Days of the Dead took a stance against photo ops, man. I mean, like I said in the video before, they probably won't be able to do that all the time, unfortunately, because some of these celebrities won't even come unless they allow that shit. But that show really was fun, man, because you could just go and have fun. You could just go and hang out. It really did feel like how Horror Hound used to be. And maybe that's because they're still on a smaller scale. And if they get to a larger scale, I'm sure things will change. But, I just hope that it never gets to a point where it is where Horror Hound is, where it's just gotten so big that the average fan just doesn't matter anymore. I mean, that's kind of where Horror Hound is. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into that. We don't have the time here and everything, but I'm with you, man. Days of the Dead really revitalized me as far as conventions go. And to be honest with you, man, that's probably going to be the only show that I do regularly from now on. I mean, I'll do Wasteland again whenever I get the chance to go up there. But man, I mean, I just horror conventions. My whole feelings on the whole scene is really changing, man, and it's very unfortunate. But I just can't accept things for how they are and just continue going on with it. I reach a point to where I just back up and say enough is enough, and that's kind of where I'm at with a lot of these shows and how shit's going, man.
Yeah, I understand that too. And it's like I still love it, but it's just. But that's the thing. It's like gotten so like oversaturated with that greed. It's like, well, what about the fans who actually make it that way? I mean, like seriously, if nobody came, then they'd be SOL, man. Yeah. Honestly.
Oh yeah, man, for sure, definitely.
And like the fans are like the most. It should be considered more important than they are now. They should not just be like, we don't care if we gouge these people, even though they've helped us through they bought all our movies and stuff. But let's charge them even more to get a signature or a picture. That's ridiculous.
Well, they paid this much. Well, let's up it a little bit more. It's become more a walking paycheck instead of a fan. I mean, it really has. I don't care how anybody tries to spin it. That's the truth of the matter, man. It really is, and it's sad, but that's just the facts of how it is. And until the fans stand up and revolt against it and don't support it, it's just going to continue to get more and more. I mean, people complain about it, but people are still paying these prices. Like I said, man, not me. I'm stepping out, man. I'm stepping out, and if things never change, then it's just very unfortunate. But it is what it is, man. I guess
And it's like that Linda Blair thing. Like it shouldn't be a chore to meet somebody who's a fan of yours. That would that should that would humble me. I don't understand why it is such a chore. And because really, and the bottom line when you're doing that stuff, if you go to the cons, you're signing an autograph and you're getting a picture with people who genuinely like you. Why is that a problem?
Yep.
And why should you feel the need to take all of their money? I just think that's wrong.
Yeah. Well, Krazy, we're out of time on this one, man. We're coming up on 15 minutes, but it's been fun once again, man, for part 3 of our BS session. There may be a part 4. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what goes on. But thanks for joining us, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Later.